Good morning, because it is still morning here, just. So, another Llama Lab test today, and I thought I'd go live with this one to make the time fly. So today is stages left-right on the Dura-Ace, crankset, Tacx Neo 2, and Favero Assiomas, with the Llama Lab Test on Zwift. And on my favourite course, Watopia. Alright, so it's about a 45-minute session. I think actually up the top there it says 30 minutes, 39 minutes to go. Usually involves a bit of a cool down and can take a little longer. But we'll see how we go. So I'll be around for the next 40 minutes or so. Hang around. Feel free to throw some questions in. Hopefully it all goes to plan. Aiden, how you doing? Finally made it. The first one here, I think. So I've got the Llama Lab Test sorted out now. That these free ride sections are they're in sim mode. So I will feel the hills here during the warm up. So I will head up Watopia Wall for the warm up. It should be good. Alrighty, so 11:31 a.m. here, still just kicking off the day, but needed some good data. So 3 head units, 1, 2, 3. You make sure I get this turn sorted, and we're going up the KOM, awesome. So beside me down here, I have the Edge 1030 recording the, what's the 1030 on? 1030's on the stages. The 520 is on the Neo 2 and the 820 is on the Assioma pedals. How well does Power Match work with Wahoo kickers and stages power meters? Really depends. It does work. I just find the feedback loop a little slow with any type of power matching. If you're using the power from the trainer, it usually comes out a lot better. Speaking of which, I don't have my heart rate monitor, so there's my pairing screen for now. And my heart rate strap is now paired. There's a tip. If you ever want to stop, like to a dead stop in Zwift, press the A key or go to your pairing screen, bang. You won't go anywhere. Goes you to a straight stop. Alright, now, if this works as I thought it did, that should hit me into sim mode. I may have screwed up the sim mode for this section because I'm not feeling that hill. This is in workout mode, so workout mode typically doesn't follow sim. I thought I'd tinkered with this file though. Must be for the other bit. I am a Watopian shirt, asks Chad where to get one of those from. There's a link in one of the videos that I wore the shirt in. It's from the Netherlands. But it also, I'm not sure if they're producing them because it's a Zwift copyright thing. Maybe. I'm not sure. They just gave me one at the one of the Zwift events there. The guys who produced that shirt. It's pretty cool, for sure. Alright, what have we got? 5 minutes to go before we have to stop and zero offset everything. No, I don't know off the top of my head. If you search any of the Llama Live thumbnails that I have where I'm wearing the shirt, it's probably in the video description. Have I unlocked the 100 ride-ons? If so, how? Probably. As you can see there, I get quite a few ride-ons. I got 8,000, I think, followers on Zwift. So a lot of people do get notified when I go live for a ride. It's my 4th or 5th day in a row on the bike, so yeah, feeling it a bit today. Hopefully the steady state stuff will get my heart rate going. You can see my heart rate slowly on the ramp there in red. Just stages make a double-sided power meter in SRAM? Asks Lee Watts. I don't know, to be honest. Jump on their website. Under the store, it should all be there. I have the left-right Dura-Ace on at the moment, which I will need to zero in about 4 minutes. But first, let's give it a bit of hell up this slight gradient, just to warm things up. There goes the heart rate. Wow, straight up. Thoughts on the Kicker Core as a mid-range trainer? Yep, for sure. I think I've mentioned it a few times. Probably the pick of the bunch for trainers from last year. Yep, got the gear sorted. Oh, yeah, I might need longer than 10 minutes warm up to feel any good today, but we will just get it done and see where it all falls out. Definitely feeling the fatigue in the leg after the last few days. They haven't been big rides that I've done, just... Actually, it all started with a 100k ride here for the charity stuff that I did on the weekend. Just jumping between groups. It was 3 hours, 3.5 hours. Probably one of the longer rides I've done recently. And then just 40k rides or 50k rides since then. But just being consistent with that just takes a bit of energy out of the legs. It says me reaching for the drink bottles 7 minutes into a ride. Brian has a Kicker 17 and a Quark D0. Which would I choose, the power source on the trainer, and why? If you're in erg mode, well, either is the answer. They should both be okay. Erg mode seems to be better without power match, so I'd probably use the Kicker with a decent spin down. Yeah, either way though, they should match okay, side by side. I still do use the Tacx Neo regularly. Mostly for the Lama Lab tests, because the power numbers just seem to be pretty damn good. Alright, what have we got? 90 seconds. I'm just looking at my little short warm-up. The crappier the warm-up, the harder it's going to feel. I know. That's a pathetic warm-up. So, clean chain on the bike the other day. Things should be nice and quiet. So 3 power meters today, just the 3. But if you count the left, right of both the Assiomas and the stages, that's a lot more than 3. Takes us up to 5. Stand of Watopia Hilly, this is the first course that was ever on Watopia, the 9.2k course. I could probably tell where I am on this course without even looking, just based on the gradient changes. We've ridden it that many times. Harry, Goddess Speeds in the house. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. "22 seconds. Alrighty. Bring back Jarvis Island for the day. We're trying. I can't twist arms from this far away. I do have flights booked to the US though, so I might be able to twist some arms while I'm in the US. Alright, so here's the calibrate trainer sign, but it's not technically the trainer that I'm calibrating today. I just need to zero offset both power meters here. So to stop this from continuing rolling, I'm going to press A, which you can see in the background will bring me to a stop soon. Unclip. And then taking all torque off the pedals and the cranks at 12 o'clock. First up we have the 1030 linked to the stages. So it's just stages, calibrate, which is it should be 0, not calibrate, but is what it is. That should go to 927 or thereabouts. 924. Cool. Wind down. Next up, Assioma Duos. They should be okay. I did this last night, but this is just me making sure the numbers are totally lined up, giving it the best chance to be correct. That will come back with a 0. Or do I have to press the button? I do. Press the button. It should come back with a... And it will 0 them that far away. There we go, 0. Cool. It's exactly the same as the tear or 0 button on your kitchen scales to make sure there's nothing on there, just to make sure things line up. So they're 2 done. So today recording the 1030 onto the left-right stages, 820 onto the Duo, and I've got the old school 520, which everyone has, on the Neo. Cool. If I was to calibrate the trainer, I'd still use the same screen here, but I'd unpair the controllable trainer. So you just hit unpair there. That allows the trainer to be controlled by something else, such as the spin down process, or if you trust the in-game spin down, the little icon will be up next to the power source. But we're cool. So 38 seconds until I get into it. I should add probably 2 minutes to that in the Llama Lab Test. If I'm going to make the Llama Lab Test live, I need to make a few refinements, because if people are zeroing things and it goes to the first 10 minutes, it just gets a bit messy. Okay. Stages versus 4-eye. Good question. So I'm trying to find the answer to. The 4-eye went really, really well. It really did. Okay, gear selection, just to make sure I've got a straight chain line to try and take away any cross-chaining variables. I'm in the 39 on this one. 17. Up the back, I should check the DI too because it's all there, but... Alright, got to get up to speed. Right here. For the start of the first 10 minute 200 watt steady state. Bang! We are on. Clip in, strap on. Actually, that's the bad term to use. Let's see how we go. So the reason why I use 200 and 250, I think that's a good measure of where most people will ride trainers indoors. If I was to use 300 and 350 for my steady states, not only is that too bloody hard for me at the moment, it's probably a little bit unrealistic for the majority of people who are going to buy trainers to do big steady state stuff. Like if you're doing Ironman efforts indoors, big long Ironman efforts, if you're doing over 250 for your big long sustained efforts, you're going well. The overs and unders are well above those as well, so it covers everything, I think, for now. If there's a demand to take it to 300, maybe 325, I might add that to the lab test later on. This seems to be going really well though. If you see my recent videos, for both power meters and trainers, if it's super good equipment, like right now the Neo, look at that holding, just bang on power, nice and smooth. It jumps a little bit, but not doing this. The Llama Lab Test, can identify that it's a good trainer or good equipment or a good experience. The 4-eyes indoors, the power numbers for that were fantastic. So again, it's really nice to know that when things work, everything lines up. If I was getting poor readings or poor results from known good equipment, I'd question what I'm up to, but this seems to be going okay. Numbers wise, we're not too bad. The results of this, if it all comes out okay, this will form part of the stages left-right user review that I'll do. So it's not as easy as just switching on a camera and having a chat about a power meter. That's the easy part. That's the super quick part. Probably half an hour to talk about a power meter, the stats, the specs. But it's all this data collection, reviewing forums. I dive, if you've seen what I do, I'm across Reddit, Slow Twitch, company forums, trying to gather as much user information as I can to see if it's the same as mine, to see if I can identify issues that people are reporting, and if my experience is any different, if I can resolve those, if it's an understanding or it's a setup or a firmware thing. That's what takes a ton of time, but I love it. I love digging into this tech, finding out how it works, finding out what works, what doesn't, and yeah, the easy part's just talking about it online. Kickback? There is a bit. There really is. Yeah, because I'm not really an advertising platform, although all the products I talk about, effectively you can go out and buy them. Yeah, it can get a bit troublesome in the inbox after publishing a video. But we're still here. Do I ever ride gravel? No, I don't have the bike. Tons of gravel paths around here. I cheers to Srodgers for pulling a turn there. I did a bit of hard pack stuff to and from work a while back. There was a nice 10k section of gravel, and that was at night on 23mm tyres. So yeah, my skill set went from 0 on gravel to about not bad on gravel pretty quickly, riding gravel at night, trying to get some efforts in. But I have hit a rabbit, a wombat. Actually, I've like T-boned a wombat. Those things are massive and heavy. It didn't matter. It didn't care. It laughed. Not sure I ever came off on the efforts that I was doing on gravel. If the music is too high, let me know, guys. You guys run the show. Keeping the topics flowing here as I'm ticking along. I know the music might be crap, but I just want to make sure the audio levels are good for everyone. Yeah, 23mm on gravel is horrible. It was horrible. 3 squirrels. Sorry, I'll just pull up the chat here and have a look at what I've missed. Bevo Bill says this makes the vortex look like a random number generator. Yeah. Neo does pretty well to hold me right in the zone. It's pretty smooth, I've got to say, it's pretty smooth. Okay, JMac. Kicker via Bluetooth reads 20 watts lower than the Assioma's over Ant Plus the Garmin. Whoosh. Both have been spun down and offset. JMac, I'd, if you can, or if you haven't seen it, my big long 29-minute video on how I compare power meters, doing the exact process I'm doing here. Have a look at that. And if you can replicate what I've done there, do with what you've done, lining up the power meters and really diving into, is it left or right? Grabbing as much detail as you can, and then submit that over to Wahoo or Assioma for review if you think there's a problem there. Or post up in their forums. Stages Gen 3 says Tony's pretty accurate, works perfectly, awesome. Yeah, I had a loaner of a Stages Gen 3 left crank arm, it was pretty good. Sean Price, happy that I'm in the time zone that he can catch me in, cool. Am I going to purchase Hump Day Ride real life kit? No. It looks pretty good though. I've got so much kit in the drawers behind you, it's overflowing. The grade slope, where can be seen? If you have a look above me right now, it's on 0% straight up there. But I'm not feeling this with this ride because this is in erg mode. So it's all controlled by the watts you see on the side of the screen over there and what it's telling me to do up here. So if I go harder than that, the trainer will back off. If I go lower than that, the trainer will kick in and make sure I hold this exact zone. I'm warming to erg mode after many, many years. It has a purpose. It's really evil trying to do threshold efforts. If you're, let's just say your threshold's 300 and you're having a good day, you might be able to hold 320 for a couple of those intervals, which is good training. If you're having a shitty day, you might be able to hold, say, 280. But if that erg is locked into 300, it can be a bit of a dictatorship. There is variables though, you can go up and down with it. Tacx Flux 2 delay here in the US. Do I have any insight or thoughts? There's a delay getting one here in Australia too. I haven't seen the Flux 2, sorry, so not sure. Not sure where that is. I think Ray's covered it a little bit. I should wear Garmin kit while riding a Neo. Ha ha ha. The reference there, if people aren't aware, that Garmin have purchased Tacx, the company, which is pretty cool. And just as I say that, someone in Wahoo kit rolls up next to me. Did they get rid of the Llama kit in-game? There was no Llama kit in-game. There was Lava kit, L-A-V-A, from the old Lava magazine. I used to roll around in that because it did look a little bit like Llama. But I tend to wear, where I can, the kit that of the company that I'm testing products. Or testing, I mean, they should have done testing well before I get them, but what I mean by whatever I'm using. So today it's the Stages left, right. I'm rocking some Stages kit. That 10 minutes went quick, so I do appreciate everyone hanging around for the chat. Makes my life a lot easier than staring at the screen. Any upcoming trips this year? Absolutely. Back over to the States early next month. Just booked my flights. I do love the States. Things I love about the States is, well, everyone's pretty friendly. The service you get is just so cool. I mean, it's a service-based industry, like the tips and things, so everyone's really nice. The food, the cheap clothes, the hokers that are cheap. So yeah, back in the States, early to mid next month. Looking forward to it. And I should be back for Sea Otter the month after. I love a good long haul flight. Alrighty, into the 250. This is where I huff and puff a little bit more. You can see the change there. Like butter on toast, look at that, bang. Beautiful. Makes me happy. Typically I won't be in a kit riding indoors. I'll be like tits out and fans going, but YouTube policy, you sort of can't fap out your man boobs. So I'm a bit hotter than normal, but we'll get it done. And the Cliff Bars. Von has just returned with Cliff Bars, my wife. So we're good for Cliff Bars for at least a couple of weeks. Happy days. How's my heart rate? Oh. Okay, power numbers. Oh, there's some controversy happening down in the chair. Stories to tell in the data. Canada not on the list anytime soon. Though because the entire country is responsible for 4 eyes, you guys did well with that power meter. So good job. Now this time on course I should be heading off left up here to Ocean Boulevard. Is this the new Ocean Boulevard or am I on Ocean Boulevard? Here's a Zwift fact. The Zwift HQ is on Ocean Boulevard in Long Beach. That's where I think I got the name from. J-Mac, must-do rides 1 hour from Melbourne. Easy. Mount Pleasant Loop. Mount Pleasant through Eltham. Maybe a Warrandyte loop through Park Orchards. Can get a bit busy, but the Mount Pleasant loop, can't go past it. Really good. Look at that power, bang on. Not me, the trainer. My heart rate's banging, if you can see that on the screen. It's all kinds of fitness awkwardness. Okay, let's talk. More concentration. Left, right, zen. Right in the center of the power meter. Feel free to throw some questions in if you have any questions about recent videos, discussion topics. Ray put out a great post on the Zwift racing scene today, which has fired up a few people. A lot more focus and attention on some of the shortcomings, but also where it can head and where it is heading. The Super League is on at 6 AM and 5 AM here, so it's hard for me to watch. I look at the replays and the results. It's pretty cool. One thing that is difficult to follow is the avatars all look the same, so you can't see, your Cav or your Sagan or your, I don't know, there's a bit of that element missing. Updating your dinosaur. Philip is asking about updating a dinosaur unit to a bolt. Yeah. Look, there's a whole discussion topic on Garmin versus Wahoo for head units. Yeah, 250 watts and I'm exhausted. Yeah, I am. I'm screwed. My fitness is nowhere near where it should be. But we keep going. Phil, I guess, think about what's important for you, what features. Is it just data collection? Is it just easy to configure? Is it, no messing about with Garmin Connect? Then yeah, the Bolt. The 520, I'm still running one right now. He's only doing 500, yeah, of course. I'm no monster, don't worry. It's not a dick measuring contest here. I'm just doing Llama Lab Tests. Yeah, but you need to look at the features, because there's some things the Edge does that the Bolt won't do. If you've got a Garmin Vario radar, for example, it doesn't support that yet. Hopefully they'll add that soon. The blips. Martin, okay, cool. Why am I exhausted at 250 watts? Because I'm fucking unfit, mate. The rest of us have dealt with it. Chill. The blips, I use the climbing shifter all the time. I call it my lazy shifter. Am I testing something now? Yes, it's the Favero Assioma up against the stages left, right, up against the Tacx Neo 2. So 3 sources of data. Patrick's discussion around technology and cheating in Zwift, yeah. Yes. I'll refer everyone over to Ray's article today about a few of those topics. dcramaker.com has the good discussion points in that. Look, I love a good rabbit hole. I could discuss methods of cheating all day. It doesn't bring things forward. Discussing how we can combat those is probably more appropriate. I think Zwift have probably 4 years of ride data now. They could trawl back through and see what's going on. 3 minutes, oh, yeah. As I said, 5th day in a row here on the bike. Not feeling it today. Not feeling it at all. But the numbers look good. Cool. Philip, I could answer that question, but then everyone's going to go and do it. So there's many ways to miscalibrate a trainer. I'm sort of, I still have a good rabbit hole. It's probably not good putting out how to make a bomb material out there. Zwift World Zero? Not sure what that is, sorry. Two minutes, come on. Damn. If you've got the companion app, you can give me a ride on in-game, even if you're not logged in, and you'll see it come up on screen. And you'll see the lag and what it takes. Any news of Garmin or Wahoo new computers in the horizon? No, I think they're probably both due for one, maybe. We're still seeing quite a number of updates put out for all Garmin's and Bolts and Elements, so not sure. Not sure if this will be the year or next year. Your heart rate seems high for the effort. Yeah, thanks. I'm unfit. It's all good. This is about the equipment. That's what I'm testing. Have I heard anything on CB Arcade? Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on what's out there in the market, for sure. Is gravel something I'd consider doing? As you can see, I'm having struggle town at the moment. Yeah, for sure, with a bike. I wouldn't take my good bike on it. 171 heart rate, yeah. Live streaming in erg mode and talking, it's hard work. Alright, short sprint in 30 seconds, coming up. Raise Zwift cheating. It's not a Zwift cheating thing, it's a discussion of esports that addresses a few of those topics. It's over on dcmaker.com. Alright, sprint time. Back up to a big gear, wind it up, let's go. No, that's spun out. Hello, Tacx Neo. I'm going to have to choose a bit of gear for that. That just straight out slipped out on me. Try that again, will we? That was better, but still not too happy on that. That grabbed a lot more the second. That first jump, it just fell out from under me. What I'm looking at there is just the peak power. Better cadence this time, Harry. Better cadence. Ah, sweet. That did work well. Alrighty. Okay, this computer's now having chickens, so hopefully I'm still live. I think there was an extra 100 watts there that I was angry at the first slip. No, look, that's... I don't know. I mean, the Tacx does that on certain circumstances. I'm not sure my sim mode's working too well as it kicks out of erg. We'll see, but I did get the numbers. You guys are saying the numbers were good, so that's exactly what I'm after. If that's what's come out of the Neo, then we'll be able to see the same across the stages left, right, and the Assioma. Harry, I've got to say, that cadence, I think it was the other day, you were saying 120, 130, get up there. That was a real sprint just then. That felt like out in the road. Not only for the higher cadence, but it ramped up a lot higher. I'll be back in one sec. Cheers, thank you. Did I sign anything?
This is my
Okay, it's all good?
No, this one goes like this one.
Okay. Oh, that one's yours. What about this?
Yeah, that one's pretty fast and close. I was going to take a photo of the side outside.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, it's fine.
That must be fast and close.
Ah, cool, yeah.
No problem.
That's all good. Cheers. Thank you. I'm coming back. We've got a minute to get back into these over and unders. We had a delivery. So we need to do an unboxing. Sorry about that. Pizza, I wish. Hang on. We have some deliveries which I'll go through in a moment, but I got this Llama Lab Test to figure out. I do have a Be Right Back screen on here to jump to, but I thought I'd leave that going. Okay. It's all live. 40 seconds. Okay. What's coming up now is the over and unders. Straight chain line looks good. And you can see up there in the corner what it's all about. 20 seconds at 150 just to stabilize a range where everyone can ride at. 20 seconds at 350 to do a bit of a jump test to check the responsiveness. I have no stress at all with this trainer doing those jumps. Back to 150, 350 again just to repeat that. And then into the ones that really suck, which is 450 steady state for 20 seconds. But it's not a sprint. I've got to try and be as smooth as possible pushing through them. All right, you can see that it's going to let up, my cadence goes up. 150. Yeah, that 20-minute section today, we got through it, which was good, man, I was feeling it. Into 350, you can watch the cadence. I'll try and keep that the same. Bang, the effort comes in. You can see it there on the screen in the below. Trying to hold 350 nice and smooth. It's going to jump around a little bit while I talk and try and think left-right thoughts. Yeah, beast mode in a minute. Not now. Bang it, let's go. Okay. And yeah, look at that. That's perfect little effort there. You're always going to get that overshoot as it stabilizes. Here we go. Haven't got a hold of a Powder Max, sorry. They're unicorns here. Okay, 350 again. Ramping it up. Chasing that white arch. Nice and smooth. Today's not my day. Right. I'm not looking forward to the next couple. We've got some unboxings though. Let's do that live in a minute. 450. Okay. I'm 180. All right. Here we go. 450s. Boom. Nice and smooth. Overshoots, brings it down. Let's do it. I need a headband. I do. But I don't want to look like an 80s rocker. Here we go. How was that? Smooth? Hell yeah, look at that graph. Bloody brilliant. Let's watch the graph come out of my elbow. Not out of my ass. Where it feels like it's coming at the moment. Jesus. Okay, let's do it. Okay, dropped in cadence there. My bad. Had to pick it up. Nice and smooth. Feel it searching for the power. Right, it should be stabilized now. There's the graph. Get an arrow. Sweet. Easy done. Awesome. How can I talk it to 450 here? I don't know. How can I talk it to 450 but struggle at 200? I've got to do science on that one day. Here we go. Struggle town. Struggle town. But good data. Yeah, I've had a few good days on Zwift. It's funny watching all the attention around esports now. It was almost 3 years ago we were in Vegas. 3? or 2. It was a while ago. And all the discussions we were having back then about the cheating and parity and the equipment and all that, it's all come back into fashion now, with Zwift, the corporation, now promoting the esports side of things. So I've got to be honest, I haven't put a lot of content out there about the esports side of things, because I've kind of done it and said it all. I don't want to rehash a lot of the stuff. I'll comment here and there, but yeah, that's probably, if anyone's wondering why I'm not sort of all across it, my thoughts are sort of a little bit up the road on Zwift. My more recent thought, and just, so what I'm researching, maybe for a video, is that all the esports stuff for Zwift is built around advertising Zwift and getting people on the platform. So once they're on, what is the development of the experience people are having now? Like right now, this erg mode stuff, this is 3 years old. Nothing has changed in all of this in 3 years. So once you bring all these masses in on Zwift, what are you going to do to keep them there? Because racing hurts. Racing is hard. Very fucking hard. I've broken 4 collarbones. I've been scraped off the road with a broken hip. The pain of those, that hurt. Racing a prologue or racing a time trial out in the road at the pointy end of races, at the end of that CVR race in Vegas, that shit hurt a lot more than any broken bone I've ever had. That stuff hurts. So the appeal of the esports stuff, it's not for everyone. So, where's the think tank about developing workout mode, developing a more friendly and welcoming experience for people to be fit in their own way, in their own time, competing more against themselves, tracking their fitness over time, for example. This is all we get to track. So at the moment, just more critical thinking, not being offensive towards the Zwift model, but they're bringing all these professional cyclists online here, and they're measuring fitness in pizza slices. Pro cyclists are going to laugh at that. 1.6 pizza slices. It's not a training platform to check your fitness and track that over time. So this is what, maybe in 2 years, 3 years time, all this will be replaced with TSS and like what Trainer Road have done with their calendaring. Because my FTP now, well, obviously has been pointed out in the chat, it's pretty shit. Where was I compared to that visually? How can I get back there? What training plan do I need to do? All that kind of stuff. That's where my thoughts are at the moment. Okay, we'll go up Litopia Wall again. We'll just do 400 for a minute out of the saddle as a final test of just sort of stomping on the pedals in sim mode as I collect the data here. Yeah, look, and for me, I like to do the features that appeal to every single person, everyone. So if there's a new workout mode, or if there's a new... And somebody emailed me last night with a really great idea about workout mode. Why can't we go back and repeat one of the sections? If we screwed up or didn't quite nail it, why can't we just click back and redo? Bang! So your 45-minute workout might become an hour. If you go like, I'm feeling good today, let's do 4 of those repeats rather than 3. So just making things a little more fluid. There's nothing stopping you from doing that. Or any platform, I'm not talking just about Zwift. Making it more user customizable for everyone. That's cool, that's where things should head. So, yeah, as I said, the esports stuff, bringing people onto the platform, more eyes on the platform, and the end result, again, down a rabbit hole of discussion here. People are saying, oh, if Zwift bring out their own hardware, oh my God, that's gonna be awesome. That'll bring everyone else up to a certain level or a new level. And they're really pushing the technology, not only for indoors, but for outdoors. Better power meters, more accurate power meters, maybe a more robust protocol for wireless devices, all that sort of stuff. It's all hopefully in the next 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years maybe, to better the sport for everyone. So I totally acknowledge esports not for everyone. It really isn't. But it's bringing a lot of people onto the platform, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Alrighty. I'll just have a quick look at the questions here that I may have missed, I'm sorry, before we hit Watopia Wall. Pretty sure I know what's in the unboxing, but we'll go through it anyway. Cycling version donates $2. Thank you so much. There's my coffee for the day. Awesome. If you donate money in the chat, it'll actually pop up with the colour. So, and thanks for letting me test the colours still work on that template too. Okay, now we have to head up Watopia Wall again. I haven't added this as the official part for the Llama Lab test, but I am doing it now at the end. If I've got the legs, we'll see how we go today. It's just about pushing in sim mode as the road kicks up with a lot more force on the pedals than anything that takes place in erg mode. The 450 above overs and unders are good, but they're more steady state. This is kind of a bit ugly, out of the saddle, me grunting along. What I'd love to see on Zwift is a time trial. Imagine a start ramp where you they could start groups of 5. So here's my thoughts. Time trial on Zwift. Now the problem with time trials is you've got to go one at a time. One, and then the next, and then the next, and then the next. And there's 100 people there, you're going to be sitting around for a while. This is all virtual. Zwift could send people off on batches of 10. So at 5 p.m. in the afternoon, your group Z of 10, and you sit down the start line, you watch the piece and go, 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 and then it's your turn. So you're only ever waiting for maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Hang on, let's get this done. And then no drafting. On TT bikes, you've got time gaps to the person in front of you. And at the end of maybe a prologue or maybe a longer course, 20k, maybe a 10 miler for those in the UK, a result sheet at the end. That'd be pretty cool. All right, 181. Oh man, 30 seconds to go. Too ambitious. 186. That heart rate. I'm gonna die. I'll get the jersey if I keep going. All right, here we go. Give me a minute and we'll do the unboxing. Oh. It hurts more after than during. It caught up with me. Oh, sorry, I did that all with the chat on the screen. My apologies. That would look shit. I had the other screen up. Next time. Tell me to switch screens if you're not happy. You guys are on the show here. I'm just pedaling. Is the Q factor on the Assioma too wide for you? Actually, no way. I don't even notice on the Assiomas. I think the Q factor is plus 2 mil. Maybe plus 1.5 mil either side. It's, yeah, very, very unnoticeable on the Assiomas. On my review of them, I've measured the center point and the stack height. Yeah, the line about riding indoors is safer than out, of course, but it's not a selling point. Outdoors is where you've got the wind in your hair, except if you're me. But you've got to say, the risks of riding outdoors, taking a corner too fast, pushing yourself until you blow up, swerving up and down the road. That's what outdoors is about. That's what cycling is about. This is why we call them trainers. We train to ride outdoors. It's not a replacement, it's an accompaniment. Here's a funny thing I saw the other day. Someone was riding up a hill, very slow, very steep hill, going side to side to side. And the comment, might have been from Pat Shaw, was he's delivering the mail up the hill. I think I've heard it before, but it cracked me up the other day in the commentary because it was as if somebody was riding up and going to each post box, each side of the road. That was a good one. All right, let me crack that music down a bit. It's got a bit of too much rock and roll there. We'll rip around, just do a quick. We might go to the hour for the cool down. My feelings about Garmin's purchase of Tacx. Yeah, look, a lot of hype around that. we won't see anything of it for the next 6 to 12 months, I wouldn't think. So from the user perspective, you won't see anything any different whatsoever. Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of the discussions online, I was going to do a video on it, but a lot of the discussion just became about people's customer experiences with either, rather than sort of, what does this mean for the future? So, yeah. Yeah, I like it. I like something different because it is an industry that needs a bit of innovation for sure, and some funding from different areas. I mean, for example, look at pre-Zwift, like we were doing training sessions were around Coach Troy, KinoMap. I actually did an esport, one of the KinoMap challenges years and years ago on the Kicker, and then Zwift came along and exploded the industry. So, what next? Who's going to come along and buy someone or develop something super cool? A rocker plate's the answer. Will someone come out and blow that out of the water and make a really good pendulum style rocker plate, maybe, to change this experience? Unboxing time. This one, I know what it is and it's not new. And funnily enough, I am riding a Tacx today. This is the Tacx Neo power pack, which isn't actually required because the Tacx Neo works without power. But if you want that downhill drive or to do firmware updates, and it is labelled Tacx Neo. I label all my power supplies here so I don't get them mixed up. So that's all that one is. Unfortunately, that's not a happy story at all. But it does mean I do have my power pack back. I used my Neo somewhere else and I left the power pack there, so it's returned. The next one. So I went and bought the DJI Osmo Pocket camera, which I haven't used yet. And the reason for that is it's like a GoPro, but it's on a gimbal, little small little thing, super cool. But I'm still collecting data here too, so it's still on point. But with that DJI camera, it doesn't stand or sit anywhere. You can't mount it anywhere because that's an aftermarket third-party add-on. And for a $600 camera, you have to buy the GoPro stand for it, which costs $40. Now, what does $40 get? $40 gets this little bit of plastic. That's all it is. So I can sit the Osmo in here. Oh, actually, where's the white background in here? Osmo clips in, locks into a GoPro. So, with delivery, that was like $47. Unbelievable, but we've got it, so now the camera can be used. Additional questions? So a quick look here in the chat before I kick off the stream. Have I seen Chris Pritchard's test about the height effects on Zwift on YouTube? Yes, I have. Yep, nothing new there. The summary of that is, within Zwift, it takes into account, obviously, your watts that you're putting out, watts per kilo, so I'm 74, 75, whatever it is. And that then determines my speed moving forward, but also my height. If you're super tall, you take up this much room. If you're super small, you take up this much room. And you have different aerodynamic properties. But within Zwift, that's little, what would you call? Enhanced, accelerated, amplified. That taller people are given a bit more of a disadvantage than smaller people. So even at the same watts per kilo, a smaller person will shoot forward. So, yeah, definitely well down the rabbit hole. Doesn't affect anybody using Zwift for training. Or if you're that killer about results on Zwift, maybe you got an issue. If you're tall. CDA envy. I think the issue was more around, I've seen other discussions following on from that were more around the equality. If it's a simulation, it needs to be more like outside rather than not like inside. Whereas inside, I think it's ×4, or what happened outside. Anyway, they just need to bring it down. No, it's not rockets indoors. Next Gen Super 6 and CAD 3 are coming out this summer. Nice. Craig Sharp has to go. Thanks for dropping by, mate. All right, where are we? Couple of minutes left. We'll go through to the hour. Data's still good. No dropouts today. I have switched off Bluetooth on the two machines I have running here. I won't say that was causing it. Something else probably was. But it's handy to take away all the things that do broadcast around 2.4. Other comments. Yeah, I got to feel sorry in the in the Zwift races or the Zwift community. There's always something down the rabbit hole. There's a topic of the week every single week, and I think this week's going to be the height CDA one. Are people going to be height doping? Are they going to be removing their legs? Do I recommend the Build Me Up workout program for any noobs? Look, any structure and consistency to training is going to make you a better rider if you're a noob, if you're new to cycling. So it's just straight structure. I'm not sure of the specifics on the Build Me Up, but I'm sure to provide you enough stimulus if you haven't already got that. Just step your fitness up a little higher and a little higher. Yeah, Zwift should invent crosswinds. Absolutely. But with that, they'll need steering. And this steering will be a topic that will come up probably 3 months, 6 months, 12 months down the track. We've talked about steering probably 2 years ago, quite a lot, over on the Zwift cast. So my thoughts on steering and wind and what that will do for Zwift. Regardless of how they do it, with what technology, it doesn't really matter. But if I was to have steering here and the wind was coming from one way, I could stick this guy in the gutter and there's less draft effect, just like outside. Or if I was in a group of, say, 5 or 6, we could use steering and the wind to echelon people across the road to get a good sit. And then from whereabouts you sit on the road, you can say, well, I want to give this guy a sit, but no one else. So you sit one rider out, like you do outside. If you're racing in a team of 3 or 4, on the front you sit about 1.5 meters out and give enough room. So just the people you want to get a draft, get a draft. You can do that in game. Will require steering, as in veering, not just like turning left or right. No, ride feel's disabled for this. I don't want ride feeling when I'm testing power meters. And then with that, with the steering, the wind, you get tailwinds, which would change the drafting entirely. Like a downhill tailwind sprint, like you can go from a long, long way out and still hold your place. No one's coming around at those kind of speeds. If it was a headwind sprint, it rewards those who wait and wait and wait and wait and then go. So that could change the racing entirely based on the wind of the day, which would change the game, change the maps. Yeah, there's tons of stuff here to do with that. Again, this is 2-3 years probably in the future before we see that. Hopefully sooner. God, I'd love to see that a lot sooner. They're trying steering in CVR, not a fan. Yeah, look, the CVR though is an entirely new platform, so people aren't used to the entire environment. On Zwift, everyone knows the environment, everyone knows the hills, how the racing works, so it's just an addition to, not a complete reinvention of what you're doing. Trainer difficulty in Zwift is set to probably 85% for this, but it doesn't matter in erg mode. Trainer difficulty doesn't affect the power readings, which is what I'm up to today. Thoughts on the Pioneer power meter? Hasn't been through a Lama Lab Test. It's been through a few secret Lama Lab Tests. Ball's in the court of Pioneer for that at the moment. I have a unit, but I can't put the new firmware on because you can only update their firmwares via their head unit. So I'm trying to get the latest firmware on there because I don't want to review a unit that's 2 or 3 years old in firmware and reporting bugs that have already been squished. So soon, very soon. Power-wise, numbers looking pretty good. Numbers looking good. Early on the stages wasn't looking too good a few months back, but this is new firmware. So, new bike, let's see how it goes. Let me drop out and have a look. Any quick questions, throw them in now. I'll be going through just at the hour today. So I do appreciate everyone dropping in, saying g'day, and helping the time go a lot quicker here as I'm ticking away. Getting hustled at my low FTP. Vonnie's home, and she bought Cliff Bars. Yes. Geez, mail time was a bit disappointing, wasn't it? We had a Tacx power pack and a little bit of plastic. Safety aspect on Zwift, yeah. Look, the reason why I took up indoor training 15 years ago or so was primarily for the consistently long efforts I needed for TTs. Uninterrupted 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 15s, 20s, even 25s. They're hard to find anything like that outside. Indoors, you can go all day until you start getting dropouts. How low did my FTP? I don't even know what my FTP is. It's probably around 300 now. I haven't done an FTP test for a while. Quick couple of questions I'll knock off here. Gen's 3 stages on current testing? Yes, it is. Yes, with the latest firmware. So if you do have the stages Gen 3, 1.5.0 was out the other day. So I'm just giving that a crack now. Did Canyon send bikes to Von? No, I haven't heard from Canyon, sorry. No, I don't have any dialogue with any bike companies, unfortunately. I throw a rock every now and then at Canyon in regard to their policy of not supporting bikes on trainers whilst promoting people using their bikes on trainers. Haven't heard from Giant, Australia. But no, they'll stick to the promo channels, I think. You got into Zwift Matty Heyman style. Hopefully not on purpose. Hopefully that was just an accident. Three workout day. How to survive a 3 workout day? Eat between, drink lots, eat lots. And the last one, I'm not sure if you caffeine up, maybe a caffeine gel or a coffee before the last one, just to give yourself a bit of a buzz before you start the last. Double days are awesome. I love a good double day session during a hard block. It's surprising what you can do. You think, 1 session a day and you toast. A lot of the time you can back it up, you can double the workload. Tacx's training software for the trainers. Do you think it may encourage Garmin to add outdoor training workouts on devices? Yeah, look, it's going to be 6 to 12 months before we really know what the Tacx Garmin merger is going to look like and what products and timelines. It might be a bit too soon for Eurobike this year. Look, we still haven't seen the Neo bike yet, which is probably going to be called the Geo bike. Now it's Garmin. Get it? Get it? Dad joke. Yeah. Don't know. Yes, I have done the Di2 firmware update. I guinea pigged that, seeing if it would brick the wireless unit. So this week there was an update out for the battery and the wireless unit. That went through okay. I think the reason being why it bricked itself last time was the password change or the passcode change for the system pairing. And yeah, it's all sorted. It's all good. It's beeping on me. Dropout City. That's my time to go. And we'll leave it there so the data doesn't get mixed up. Cool. All right. Thanks for everyone for coming along. Really appreciate being able to do these live. And yeah, the questions and things people throw up. Getting hustled for my poor fitness level. But it's all good. It's not what I'm here for. This is all about the equipment, putting that to the sword and see how it goes. IQ squared power meter. No insight on that yet. I see I was named in one of their independent testers along with GCN the other day, which I questioned. So it was Ray, GCN and I were named as the, we will be getting them soon for testing. Hang on while I do the Garmin dance. 1, 2, 3. They haven't asked for my postal address yet, and I'm at least a week away from anything being sent from the Netherlands, so don't hold your breath for the IQ squared. Look, hopefully they're okay, hopefully. And the cool part about the recent tests that I've done, especially with the 4 eyes, is that the data that comes out of equipment that's good is good. The data that comes out of equipment that doesn't quite work well, it's not me. If the equipment is good, the stuff works. So, yeah, let's see how we go with the IQ squared. I've been emailing them, I've been hassling them. I don't usually hassle a lot of people, but those guys I have been, because so many people are asking about it. And if they nail it, if they do nail the product and it does work well and the Q factor's not too bad, or there are shorter pedals we can get, there's a solution for it, then sweet, they're going to do really, really well. So, we shall see. All right, I better go. It's enough of me waffling on. I'm going to cool down, maybe coffee number 2 for the day. But all right, have a good day. Thanks for dropping by, and we shall see you very soon, hopefully with the data from this test. Thanks for dropping in.